So I am in the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. Where are you from? Well, GW2 sucks right now, but it used to be good, but it sucks right now. In Call of Duty, as much as people hate Call of Duty, it's always going to be the king of shooting games until China makes a version of Call of Duty without the bull crap. And then that has a chance of taking over. But Black Ops, I don't like Black Ops. I won't get a Black Ops game again. I like Modern Warfare games. I like those. Black Ops is just filled with too much sliding. But cheaters ruin all these games. Laggers and cheaters they're ruining all the games. They're ruining them. All the lag and all the cheating. It's ruined it. Ireland, you have Ireland. Man, Ireland is being taken over by Muslims, and your government is allowing it and supporting it. You guys better do something, or you're not going to have a country. Muslims don't come to assimilate; they come to dominate. They'll tell you to their face they're going to take over a country. Ireland has lost their ever-loving mind. You guys better get Conor McGregor. You better get Conor McGregor in power, because them people, they don't. The Muslims don't play. They don't play. They'll tell you to the face what they're going to do. And in their culture, age is nothing but a number when it comes to female relations. There's no such thing as too young for a Muslim. That's the culture. So I would hate to see it. It seems like all of Europe, except for Poland and Russia, seem like the only European countries that have enough sense not to let the Muslims come in there. McGregor, there's no way Conor McGregor would has he said that he would I thought Conor McGregor said he'd kick out those Muslims. Isn't that what he said, or no? There's no way Conor McGregor would invite the Muslims and keep them in the country. No way. Conor McGregor may be an idiot when it comes to... Right now, you need somebody who will kick the Muslims out. If they don't do nothing else... Look at all this lag. Oh my gosh. If they don't do nothing else... absolutely, Trump all the way. Trump all the way. All the way. If we didn't have Trump as president, it'd be over. It'd be over. You need a man. You need a strong man in power. You need a Donald Trump in Ireland. That's what you need. Well, if you lived here, then you would know. But he's a man, a respected man. He's bringing in trillions of dollars into the country. He has respect of world leaders. When he talks, people listen. He's kicking out all the illegals from our country. Well, Europe is bad for itself because all of Europe is liberal except for Poland and Russia. So Europe has fallen into liberalism, which is costing them everything. The UK, they're going. The deal with America and the UK was really a bailout, because the UK has spent all their money on Ukraine. Europe has given all their money to Ukraine and have nothing to show for it. No, Trump doesn't hate Ireland, but I guarantee you he hates the people running your country, as anyone from Ireland should. If you live in Ireland and you don't hate the people that are in power and you don't go vote for someone else, then that's a part of the problem. There won't be an Ireland in 20 years. There's not going to be. There's not going to be a France. There's not going to be a UK. No Britain. There ain't going to be nothing. No Italy. No, I take it back. Italy actually got somebody in power who actually has common sense. So there still could be an Italy left. But it's sad. It's sad. Like women can't even go outside in the UK. They can't even go outside. Kids can't go outside. Female little girls can't go outside in the UK. No, they don't need improving. They need to be eliminated, gone. There needs to be people who will say no. No. Those people gotta go. Get them out. Like I said, anybody in Ireland who thinks it's a joke, you think it's a joke with them Muslims in that country, laugh now and be beheaded later. That's fake news. That's fake news. Fake news. That's just fake news. The whole Gaza thing. The people of Gaza support terrorists, and what they did on October 7th to the people of Israel, that should be the focus. They came into Israel, grabbed women and raped them and killed them. Those Muslims did that. They killed little babies and kids on purpose. No, Hamas, Gaza, those people are that's the problem. And you gotta remember the terrorists. The terrorists hide behind the people, and the people that are in front of them, they happily will die for the terrorist. You see, and with these Muslims, what people don't know, because people don't make themselves aware, their school system, they literally teach the kids that life is all about killing the people of Israel and killing Americans. That's what they get taught as little kids from birth. That doesn't happen in Israel. I don't hate Ireland. I feel sorry for Ireland. I feel sorry that all of Europe, except for Poland, Russia, and maybe Italy, will no longer exist. Dude, you got those people coming to Ireland, and they're making videos, and they're saying that there's too many white people there. What? What? There's too many white people in Ireland? What? That is the complaint. There's too many white people. Well, what's going to happen is, right now, Ireland is using all of their resources and beyond to give these Muslims money to live off of. Eventually, that money's going to run out. Then what happens? What happens when the money from the governments run out? Well, what happens then? So, just imagine. Imagine. There's a Muslim. The money's run out. Do you think that they won't break into your home and take everything you have? Absolutely they will. They're not going to go hungry over you. I said it's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until the end happens. Because you watch, they're going to have 50 kids each. Each Muslim woman will have 50 kids. They make videos telling you this. This is no secret. These Muslims in these European countries make videos telling them exactly what they're going to do. And they're doing it. So this is no secret. You're being told that they are going to populate that country with so many Muslims that there's nothing you can do. You'll be overwhelmed. Remember, they never come to assimilate. They come to dominate. And any female of any age is theirs for the taking. So it's just sad. It's sad to see what happened to France. Have you seen video of Paris, France? Paris right now is a third world Muslim village. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. What they've done to Paris. Germany. There's not going to be a Germany. They have, like I said, if you live in Europe, you might want to think about moving to Poland. Poland does not accept it. They don't play that game. That's the only place in Europe where they have absolute no tolerance. They won't allow it. No, you don't get deported if you visit. You get deported if you come here illegally, which is a crime. Just like it's a crime, it's supposed to be a crime in Ireland. It's supposed to be a crime any Western civilization. You can't come to anyone's country and just start living there. That's a crime. I can't just go. I just can't go to Ireland, just show up and just start living there. I have to go through the proper channels. I have to do the proper things to be able to live there. No, anybody can visit. You just can't live here unless you go through the proper channels. There's things you have to do. The problem is, see, the Democrats bring illegal people in this country because they want them illegal people to vote for them in the election. Now, let this blow your mind. Democrats had planes. They picked up illegals with planes and flew them into the country. The plan was simple: to get the illegal people to live in the swing states. So in America, when they vote, they have these states they call the swing states. All that means is that these particular states, they could vote Democrat, they could vote Republican on any given 4 years. They're swing states. They're not locked in on one thing. Well, the Democrats, they were trying to eliminate the swing states. They were trying to make them all Democrat states, which would give them the election every time. Thank God Almighty that Donald Trump was elected, and he's making sure that doesn't happen. So the Democrats were willing to bring in millions of people to destroy the country just so they can get some votes. And even now, there are states in this country, such as Massachusetts. The governor of Massachusetts, she gives illegal families $30,000, then $4,500 a month, free phone, free healthcare, free cable television, which is absolutely insane. Where is she getting the money from? She's taking her own people's tax money and using it for that. So the money that people pay taxes on, they're not going towards school. They're not going towards the roads or bridges or anything else. All their money, everybody paying taxes, their money's going to these illegal people. And if you have a brain, you would say, why? Why is this woman? Why is she giving all the people's money to these illegals? Why is she doing that? Because she's demon possessed. She literally worships Satan. She's a demon. She's a demon follower. That's why she's doing it, because she hates America. She lives here, but she hates it. She wants it destroyed. It's just that simple. Yeah, this game is really not worth playing. It's just filled with lagging, like a lot of people that lag, a lot of people who cheat. So it's just not good anymore. It's pretty bad now. See, it's 11:49 p.m. in Australia. I mean, Ireland. It's almost midnight in Ireland. Top 3 games right now today. Man, games suck nowadays compared to how they used to be, so it's tough. I don't know. There's just no game right now that really. I just don't have any game that I can play where I just feel like it's so amazing. I don't know. I can't think of any game I play where I'm just so happy. I play all kind of different games, but none of them just make me so happy. But yeah, I looked up what time is it in Ireland. Dude, I'm in the air, you little lying game. Have you ever got mad at someone and found out where they live? No. Yeah, I played The Last of Us Part 1. And then The Last of Us 2 I couldn't play because I hate with a passion the story and what they did to that game. So I couldn't play it because the story and the characters, what they did, it was so horrible to me that I just found it impossible to play. Gosh dang, these chompers. Well, the fact that everyone what they did to Joel, hated. That Abby character, the manly Abby character, hated. Making Ellie into an alphabet character, hated. The only person that was straight that lived in that game, only one straight person lived in that game. Anyone else straight had to die. Then also the of course the hate for straight men. Of course, if you're a straight man, they hate you. So no, I hate when it's put in video games for their propaganda purposes. You can be whatever you want to be. Just don't put it in my games. Because Neil Cuckman met a liberal woman who made him do it, and he's been a Cuckman ever since. So liberal, I hate liberals with all my heart. Liberalism is demonic, of the devil. It makes people foolish and gives people brain rot. So I hate with all my heart liberals. I hate it. And then you can do whatever you want to do when you're an adult. Just don't put it in my video games. Video games used to be made by people who had passion to make video games and wanted to make great games. Now video game companies are filled with fat girls with green hair and little soy weak boys, sissy boys, and all they care about is making somebody an alphabet member. They don't care about the game. That's the priority. Who can we make as an alphabet member? Whose skin color can we change? Great. We got ourselves a game today. So I hate that. I despise it. Get the fat girls with green hair out of the studios. Get the simp little weak sissy boys, get them out of the studio. Bring back the men. Bring back the men who made the great games. Liberal is a plague upon humanity. It's a disease. It's brain rot. Liberalism says, if I'm making a video game, for example, Assassin's Creed wanted to make a game in Japan. They wanted to put a black guy as a samurai and make him an alphabet member because they thought that would be cool. They made the Japanese woman an alphabet member in the game. Not because it's part of the story. It's because they're liberal. They have to do it. They feel compelled to do it. They must do it. They hate gamers. They hate them. So liberals are just the people, they don't believe in God. They hate white people. They hate straight people. They're pro-abortion. They hate the country they live in, but yet they live here. They're hypocrites, big time hypocrites. Dumb, very dumb, ignorant, stupid, foolish. Hello. So liberals are a plague upon the world, a disease. It must be eradicated. It causes brain rot. Look at what it's done to Sony. Look at PlayStation. Look at what it's done to it. We don't have a Resistance Fall of Man. We don't have SOCOM 1 and 2 remakes. We don't have that Spider-Man Multiversus multiplayer game. We don't have Bloodborne 2. And I can go on. Because Sony is liberal and they say no. But they say yes to Concord. Concord. In Herman Hulst, he told them, I played Concord. It's the future of PlayStation. If you've seen Concord, how in the world could you say that was the future of PlayStation? How? Because he's a liberal. He's insane. He's literally insane. Not to believe in God is just a foolish thing. Like I said, liberals have gotten into the video game industry. They've gotten into all entertainment. You can't even we used to have comedy movies. You can't even get no comedy movies. Comedy movies have just went in the sink, down the toilet. Or Igor. It's up to the only people making games now is it's up to the Chinese and the South Koreans. Who I didn't have that on my bingo card. I never would have dreamed it would have been up to the Chinese to make video games. Only South Korea and China are not liberal. They're the only people making video games without any liberal bullcrap. They believe women should be pretty. No one on earth, nobody on earth fantasizes about playing a video game where the girl's ugly. Who in the world fantasizes or wants to play a video game where the girl is ugly? Nobody. Have you seen the girls, the so-called girls in these Western developers? They're all manly. They take a man's body, put an ugly faced woman on it that looks like a man, and then says that's a woman. Because these fat girls with green hair, in their opinion, all women are ugly, and all women should look ugly. So that's where we're at with it. But the Chinese and the South Koreans, they believe women should be beautiful, men should be handsome. And what's crazy is these people will get models. They'll get models. And they won't look nothing like the model. Nothing like the model. You're from Poland? Well, you're lucky because he lives in Ireland. His country's being taken over by Muslims. I told him to go live in Poland. Well, there's too many chompers in this game. And I know Poland is the one place in Europe they don't play that game. I dare you to try to get into Poland by trying to just get over the border and get in there. I dare you to try it. You know what they do in Poland? If you try to come into Poland illegally, they don't give you a warning. They don't put you in a van. You're done. You're done. They pull them out. Boom, boom, boom. Done. Poland does not play those games. So if I ever had to live in Europe, I would only live in one place. That's Poland. Period. Yeah, Poland is the only place in Europe where you can live and you don't have to worry about what's going on in the rest of Europe. Europe, man, the UK, France, Germany, who else? Ireland, who else? Switzerland, Sweden, who else? They all are being taken over by Muslims. They will not exist in 20 years. When you guys have, if you guys have kids, and when your kids become adults, just mark this video down so when it happens, you remember I told you. Your kids are gonna say, "Mom, Dad, what was this place called France? What was that? What was that about? What was this place called Britain? What was that? What was Ireland? Well, like, what is that?" It's not going to exist. It's going to be a third world Muslim-controlled countries. It's going to look like, it's going to, dude, when you guys see the videos of the transformation, the transforming of a Western civilization into a third world, broke down Muslim state, the videos, right now, you can see videos of Paris. You can see videos right now showing you Paris before and what's going on right now. It's insane. How do I have a lot of money in this game? Because this game came out in 2016 and it's 2025. Believe me, I wish you could give your money away. If I could give these coins away, I would. But unfortunately, you can't. I would if you could. Where do you live, Christina? Are you in America or are you in a European country? Where's that pirate at? Where is he? I don't see him. We live on the West Coast. You know, what a lot of people don't know is that places like California, they're actually not liberal states. What they do is they call it gerrymandering, and what they do is you're allowed to do this, which is insane to me, but you're allowed to draw any lines you want when it comes to voting. And California, even though the majority of California is not liberal, the way they draw it on their map for voting, that's how they get to win. And this happens in my home state, Illinois. This happens in mainly Illinois and California. Those are the two biggest ones, where they just draw the lines. They just make up their own lines. So what they'll do is, you could be in a situation where, say you're in California, let's say you live somewhere, and then let's say that there's no liberals there. But then let's say you live in a city of 300,000 people. Let's say 250,000 are now liberal. But let's say there's a little pocket they put there to be liberal. What they'll do is they will draw the line that will go pick them up, and they'll be the ones that will carry the majority of the vote. Like I said, you would think this would be illegal to do, but apparently it's allowed. So Texas, what they're trying to do, California and the Democrats, many people don't know this. The Democrats are paying people to move from California to move to Texas because they want to make Texas Democrat. So what Texas is doing, they are taking where those people are moving to, and they are shifting the lines because they're going to make sure that they can't turn that state into a Democrat state. And good for them. Good for them. Yeah, when you look at California, and you look at what they've done to LA, San Francisco in particular, it's a real shame. A real shame. San Francisco is one of the most expensive places to live on earth. And you got homeless people pooping and peeing in the streets, doing drugs in the streets. One of the most expensive cities in the world. And people are there doing drugs, pooping and peeing on the sidewalks. That's what liberals do. They destroy. Yeah, so, well, you probably didn't know either that the Democratic Party flew planes into Mexico and had the illegal people get in that plane and brought them over to America. See, the Democratic Party, their master plan was to fill the country with illegal people and give them the right to vote. That was the plan. And then move those people into swing states so they don't become swing states. What the heck is going on? What is this thing going on here? So if Trump didn't win, dude, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably have to move to Poland. It would have been a nightmare. So, but the master plan is to make it where there's no swing state, and just to make it all Democrat, And that would be the worst thing in the history of this country, without question. You cannot have, I mean this with all sincerity. If you cannot vote Democrat and have any morals, any intelligence, the only way you can vote Democrat is if you have no brain. You got to be a moron, literally. Well, I was telling them in Massachusetts, Christina, this is going to blow your mind. Your mind's about to be blown. The governor of Massachusetts, she's taking the taxpayers' money of her state. She's giving illegal families $30,000 in cash to get furniture and first and last month rent. Then she's giving them $4,500 a month for food and whatever else they need. And then she's giving them free healthcare, free phone, and free cable television. Now my question is, how in the world are the people of Massachusetts, how in the world could you be cool with this? How in the world could you say, yes, I want all the tax money to go to them? Yes, that sounds great. Don't fix my roads. Don't help Americans who need help. Don't do that. Don't fix bridges. Don't do anything like that. Give it all to these people. And for what purpose? Massachusetts votes blue anyway. So that's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. There's no sense to it. If they were a Republican place, then you would just say, "Oh, they're trying to buy votes. They're trying to make it they're trying to make it Democrats." Then you say, "Okay, that makes sense. You're trying to buy votes." But that's not the case in Massachusetts. They vote blue. So there's no rationality to it. That woman is demon possessed. She hates America. She hates the people of Massachusetts and wants to see it destroyed. And the people who voted for her, they want the same damn thing. I just don't understand. This one liberal dude, he said it perfectly. They were talking to this European liberal dude, and they told him, you have kids, and your kids are going to have no future. And, so this is what the liberal man said. In response to his decisions, what he's doing to his country, knowing his country will not exist in 20 years, his response was, "I'll be dead anyway." That's the attitude. I'll be dead anyway. Could you imagine? Knowing you're destroying the world, and you just come to the conclusion, I'll be dead anyway. When my kids inherit a country that doesn't exist, I'll be dead anyway. It doesn't matter to me. That's a liberal. That is a liberal for you. That's insane. Liberals are just demon possessed. They're demon possessed. Because that's the only way you can be that evil. To destroy your country, even when you have kids, that's just pure evil. Yeah, for the really, really young people, I truly feel so bad for you. If you're really young, I truly feel so bad for you, because your future is not bright. Your future is filled with absolute tragedy, sadness, despair. It's not good. You guys missed it. There was a time where you could travel. You could have traveled all over Europe, no problems. That's not the case now. Let me see something real quick. We got let me see something. What is this? Let me see. All right, let's see this, man. Go this way. Now we're gonna run around. We're gonna go fast. Speed boost is crazy. Sorry to hear that. The thing about a liberal too is, they're unreasonable. There's nothing worse than an unreasonable person. Unreasonable people, the difference is, let's say that I say, snow is really hot. Man, when I touch snow, it's really hot. And then you say, no, snow is cold. When you touch it, it's cold. And then I go outside and I touch snow and it's cold. Well, a liberal, here's what they'll say to you. They'll say, it's not my truth. That's what they'll say. Yes, the snow was cold, but that's not my truth. My truth is that snow is hot. That's why liberals are unreasonable. They can't be taught. You can't talk to them. You can't deal with them. You can't make sense to them. Because even if you show them the truth, even if you tell them the truth, it does not matter, because it's all about what their truth is. That's why then people are hopeless. They're just hopeless. There's no dealing with them. That's why I don't understand why I guess people do it for views on YouTube. But when people go and they argue with liberals, you'll never change their mind. They're not like, they're just gonna think you're wrong, and they're just gonna, I don't know, it just doesn't do any good. You can't argue with those people. They're gonna believe what they believe, and it doesn't matter what you show them, what you tell them. So it's just sad. And they believe some outrageous things too. Liberals believe outrageous things, but once again, if you prove it to them they're wrong, it just doesn't matter. Reasonable person, you could be wrong about something and someone can show you something and you can be corrected, and you'll be thankful, you'll be happy. Thank you for showing me that. Now I know. But these are the people you have making video games. These are the people you have making the video games now. Like the one liberal woman, she said, she demanded that the people that work there call her professor. Like, well, it's crazy too. Like they allow liberals to dictate what happens in the office, but how come normal people can't? How come we can't go to the office and make our demands? So it's just crazy. It's crazy. When I was growing up, if there would have been people like this, they would have been smacked. People would have smacked them and tell them to get out. In my opinion, we need to go back to smacking people and telling them to shut up. Because there was a time, you talk crazy, people would say, you're nuts, shut up or I'm going to smack you. And people would have shut up. Now what's happening, you got people talking crazy and people are listening. They're like, yes, we understand. See, that's the difference. When I was growing up, if you talked crazy, you were told to shut up or get smacked. You talk crazy today, they're telling you, yes, that's amazing. And then liberals always have anxiety. That's why they can never work a job, because they have so much anxiety. And the one liberal girl, the liberals do provide value though. They are funny sometimes. Like the one liberal girl, she wanted to go get a job, and then she told the boss that she can't show up at a set time because she has time blindness, meaning she's unable to read a clock. But the funny thing is, here's the funny thing: if her and her friends were going to go out to the movies at 7 o'clock, she would know it was 7 o'clock for the movie. But when it comes to a job, she's unable to read that clock. And then there was a dude there, and he was like, you liberals are stupid as can be. And then she cried, of course. And then liberals too, they always get on. I don't have TikTok, but I'm aware of TikTok, and I'm aware of the liberal women that try to outdo each other with their trauma and drama. That's like a competition. It's always a competition with liberal people. Who can be the saddest? Who can be the biggest victim? And they try to compete with each other, and they'll make up stories too. they'll be like, oh, today my drama, my trauma, my house caught on fire, I lost my family, and then I was trying to escape, I got hit by a bus, I lost my legs, and then I lost my job because I had no legs, and then I went to drink water, but it was actually poison, and I almost died again. And then so they just make up these fantasy stories, and then sure enough, another girl, liberal girl, will make a story, and she'll outdo that story. Yeah, I can't do anything. I got anxiety. It's crazy because you don't have anxiety when you're doing what you want to do. You only have anxiety when you're doing what you don't want to do. How convenient. But people go with it. They accept it. They're like, okay, yeah, we accept that. It's crazy. We live in a crazy world. But this is what happens when parents, you gotta blame the parents who have given over their parental duties, and they've given their phones, they're giving their kids TikTok. One of the greatest tragedies in American history is parents giving up their parental duties and giving it to TikTok. That is one of the greatest tragedies in the history of this country. TikTok is a disease, a plague upon the young person. You know, in China, you can't put that stuff on TikTok. China and TikTok has to be something useful. It has to be a video that provides something useful. And they watch people in America use TikTok, and they can't believe it. They cannot believe that these are what Americans are doing with TikTok. I said, I'm sure TikTok has its good things too, but the bad outweighs the good. Because where did people learn to be a liberal? They learned it through TikTok, because what happened was all that happens is you're a lonely, social, awkward person. You're socially awkward. You're lonely. And so next thing you know, you get online, you find people that are like you. So liberals, when you get right down to it, they're just lonely, social, awkward people. And they found some companionship with each other. And then they get on TikTok and just talk insane garbage. And honestly, these people don't even believe half of what they say. Like, most of these people, they don't even really believe half of the things that come out of their mouth. Dang, how are you not dead? I gotta find out who your name is, bro. What is that? Yeah, so parents, they got to put down the phone and start being a parent. So I was walking my dog, and I heard a group of kids talking, and I almost cried. I almost shed a tear. I'm like, it's hopeless. These young people are done. These young people, they have no chance. All right, nice. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of this game and I'll get on something else, but nice conversation. I like having conversations when I play, so thank you kindly. I'll be back, I'll stream something else and we can talk some more, but jamming out.